back to Artists of the Way. I'm Jon.
I'm Nate.
And we are the hosts of this show.
Yeah. The one that you clicked on.
Yes. And today we're going to chat. It's an us episode. We're going to chat about...
So come on in.
Come on in.
Come on.
Sit by the fire.
We have a fire right off camera.
We do. I'm burning my carpet. It's great. It will be a short episode. We've got to get it in before the house burns down.
It's a big carpet, though, so don't worry too much.
It's a lot of time. It's like a big candle. Like a big wood wick. It can go for hours.
It's nice.
You're just killing me with the sun. For any audio listeners, Nate is... we've switched to a 2-camera setup, and we're back in our studio. We've been at the Knobloch studio for a little while, and now we're back at the main studio here, the Wilson studio.
The main studio. The superior studio, where we're not sitting in front of blankets hung from the rafters of my basement.
Don't reveal the backstage secrets.
I thought it actually looked really good.
It did look great, yeah. But here we have art. We have BD8, which I think people can still see.
I don't know.
I hope you can still see.
As you were
BD8.
saying, we have 2 cameras.
We have 2 cameras.
And none of them are centered on our studio.
Exactly. Which we just need a 3rd camera. I'm just craving more quality increase. But yes, today we're going to chat a little bit about what it means to do art with and for God.
Yeah.
I forgot to explain the sign. Nate's holding the Artist of the Way sign because
there's no camera.
Because there's no center camera, and it's a lovely sign, and you put a lot of work into it. So, and he wants me to hold it because I'm speaking.
Yes, you have to hold the sign if you want to speak.
We're trying to make our podcast more orderly by holding the sign to speak. It's like raising your hand. Yes, but yes, we're going to talk about what does it mean to do art with and for God.
Thank you, Jon.
I feel like
I will be speaking
Tommy
now.
Lee Jones when he met Jim Carrey. It's like, I cannot sanction your buffoonery. That's what he said. Yes. Side note, skip like a minute. Press 30 seconds like 3 times if you don't care about the story, which you probably don't.
Who doesn't want to hear about Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey?
So they were in Batman Forever together.
He was Two-Face,
He
right?
was Two-Face.
He was Joker. No, Riddler.
Riddler. Not Tommy Lee Jones. Jim Carrey was the Riddler. And Jim Carrey's told this story that when they met, Tommy Lee Jones like comes over, gives him like a hug, and then like shaking says, "I hate you. I despise so much about you." And Jim Carrey's like, What do you mean? And he's just like, "I cannot sanction your buffoonery." Which is hilarious because I think that Jim Carrey's taking his part more seriously in Batman Forever than Tommy Lee Jones is.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Is that good? The movie?
Well, you've opened... I was like, I'm going to stop talking before I get on a Batman Forever rant, but Nate just opened the door wide. I'll compress it into like 30 seconds. I can do it. I really like it. It has a lot of flaws. It was the beginning of the end for the Batman series, but also there's a lot of good nuggets in there. Val Kilmer is a surprisingly good Batman. For a while was my favorite Batman. I think that Jim Carrey actually does a really good job as the Riddler because he's actually got this unsettling streak. It's such an insane performance, but he's really taking it seriously and treating it earnestly. It's still, he's still being comedic, but he's taking his acting seriously, I should say.
Sure.
And you can tell he's working his butt off in it. It does not meet its potential. There's rumors of a like extended like director's cut that was out there that was darker that Warner Brothers didn't want because they wanted to sell more toys. And this does exist. It is out there. It just has never been released. And that version is probably better. But it is one of the first Batman movies that actually delves into Bruce's psychology and tries to actually say, what makes this guy tick? Other than that, he's just sort of been this static character. So I like it, but it's also really corny. And there's a lot that doesn't work in it. But I really like a lot of elements to it.
Who directed that?
Joel Schumacher.
Okay.
Who also directed Batman and Robin, which is what killed superhero movies for almost a decade. So, but that's a different story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joel.
Now, Joel, he's a good director.
Is he?
Just Warner Brothers gave him a mandate to sell more toys, and
wow,
and he went too far. He went too far with Batman and Robin.
Yeah, he probably would have sold more toys if more people watched it and liked it. Huh?
Probably.
Yeah.
So, Nate.
Yeah?
How have you... What have you been...
How have I been consuming? Very passively.
As many of us have been.
Yes.
No, what have you been consuming this week?
Well, I recently watched the new Jurassic World.
Oh!
Da, 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 da.
So, yeah, how was that?
Oh, Jurassic, man.
I heard mediocre things about it, which was a shame because I liked the director. He's a really good director, and I was like, when they announced it, his name is Gareth Edwards. If you heard my episode on The Creator years back, he directed The Creator, and he really understands scale, and I think is usually pretty good at making that personable. He did Rogue One. He did the 2014 Godzilla reboot. He's a solid director, but did he pull it off?
Want my hot take?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Well,
what do you think?
I kind of liked it.
What did you like about it?
I mean, I still get freaked out by dinosaurs attacking people, even though I know that there's CG things. It still gets me going.
Yeah,
and that's fun.
That is fun.
And he seemed to really try to do like nice like character things.
That makes sense
with this one.
Yeah,
and it's like I appreciate what you're doing here. It was good. It wasn't like I care about these characters more than any I've ever seen, but it was good though, and the actors did a good job in general.
Yeah.
There was kind of two groups that like there was like the people trying to get like the samples from the dinosaurs so that they could make something to cure cancer from the big pharma company, and the bad guy is along with them. He's Mr. Big Pharma.
Oh, no.
Boy, we don't like him because he's rich and he's paying us a lot of money, and how dare he try to make more money. So we hate him. And then there's a family that is just like kind of sailing out in the ocean just for a good time.
Yeah.
And so these come together and then they get separated again and then come back together. But like in this family, there's like a dad who's just like, you really just like this dad, you know? There's like a boyfriend along and he's not so sure about this boyfriend, and neither are we. But he cares about his family, and he just does a really convincing performance.
Nice.
So yes, it was just a pleasant ride.
Cool.
And I think I liked it better than probably the last couple Jurassic Parks. It felt less cheesy, I think.
Sure.
Less hokey.
That's nice.
It kind of stepped back from it took place like 30 some years in the future from the last ones, and now it's like, turns out dinosaurs can't really live in our environment because it's, believe it or not, too cold for them. I thought we were all about our Earth being too warm, but apparently it's too cold for the dinosaurs, so now they only live around the equator.
All right.
Because around the equator, that's actually just perfect for them.
Perfect. Good.
And so around there are just dinosaurs everywhere. And that's where we go. Yeah. Because then we can have a movie.
There you go.
And so that was fun.
It's good to have a movie.
I think so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
What have you been consuming?
Well, I've been reading this one fantasy book for a long time, and I think I'll save it till I've finished reading it. So that was a fake out.
Whoa. Keep listening to the podcast, folks.
If you want to find out what fantasy book I'm
sometime.
listening to. Maybe I'm a really slow reader. I've watched a couple movies recently. I watched The Fugitive, which I've never watched before.
You never did?
I've never seen it.
I saw it out in your living room. Is that the one?
It is the one. That is The Fugitive. It's the one copy of The Fugitive in the world. I have to keep lending it out to cinephiles and film school.
They appreciate it because it's a good movie.
They do. I'm rich from it. They pay me much money.
Yeah, speaking of Tommy Lee Jones, right?
Yes.
How did you like it?
I really liked it. It was really solid. And it was really
good.
fun because I used to want to go into film, so I know a lot of the, film things. But
I think they used the camera in this scene.
No, I mean like stories of films that I haven't seen and probably should see. But I really only knew the first like third of it, and then the rest was all new to me. And so it was really fun. It was just really well written.
Yes.
And I just really enjoyed the characters.
Wasn't it interesting how like you like both sides
Yes.
of the Harrison Ford running away from Tommy Lee Jones, but you like Tommy Lee Jones too, and like while he's trying to catch him, it's like we don't want you to catch him, but we enjoy you trying.
Yes. And then you get to the end, and I shouldn't spoil it. There's stuff at the end, as there is with every movie. But yes, that was just a good fun time. Shay and I went to the movies for our date night last week. It was really fun. We went to the Knickerbocker in Holland.
I have a gift card for there.
You do? You should go.
I work right on that block.
You do. You should abandon your job and go see a movie in the middle of the day. It's what a whimsical story would want you to do.
It is.
I just remembered another thing. Okay, I'm gonna speed run this movie because I have to talk about the other thing I remembered that I watched.
I still want to talk more about The Fugitive, but okay.
It has to be a 15-minute segment, Nate. We need to keep moving. No, we watched an indie movie called H is for Hawk, which was very interesting.
H is for Hawk?
Yes. It is...
Okay, what's it about?
Grief and mourning the loss of your dad by getting a hawk and training it. And maybe that's a healthy decision, and maybe you get obsessive. And it was just a very interesting meditation on grief and depression. And just really well done. It starred the lady who was in The Crown for a couple years, who played young Queen.
Young
Elizabeth.
Queen, yes.
And then Brendan Gleeson was the dad. They were kind of the big heavy hitters. There was somebody from the show Andor in it, which was fun. Okay. But yeah, it was just nice, good drama.
Cool.
Good sort of meditation on depression. Interesting, things with her relationship with the hawk. Really
she
impressed.
has the hawk.
Yes,
she's the hawkist.
She gets the hawk to train it, and
I don't think that's what it's called.
I don't know. I don't think so. But we'll let it go. I don't know what it's called, so I can't correct you.
I have the word Fowler in my brain, but I don't know that that's it either.
I don't know. I just watched this movie. I should know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just solid. Really great cinematography of the hawk. Like, there's a couple times she goes out hunting with the hawk, and they shot that hawk that was flying around and chasing things really well. Really kinetic energy. Really nice.
Was it a real hawk?
Yeah.
Really?
It was impressive. Very impressive.
So they just had a drone chasing this hawk?
I think. Or, like, had it on a dolly, or, like, they may have had some... Well, they couldn't have had somebody running because a hawk would fly so fast. But it was just really impressive. Running with a whole camera rig on, trying desperately to catch up to this hawk. The other thing that I watched that I loved, I can't believe this wasn't what I thought of immediately, was Wonder Man, which is the new Marvel show.
I've been curious about that.
It is so good. I love it so much.
Wow.
It's
about acting.
It is about acting.
Surprisingly.
Yes.
It's a pretty meta show, isn't it? In a way.
It is. I think it's less meta than you would think it is.
Okay.
The show's structure does not at all follow a traditional superhero story.
Right.
It is not an action show.
Right.
It's not an action show pretending to be something else until the 4th episode, where it turns into an action show.
No action.
Pretty much.
Uh-huh.
It's all just about this character who is just getting in his own way of creating art. It actually, I think, pairs probably really well with a conversation we had that will release in a couple weeks about worship and art.
Okay.
But he's just all in his own head, and he can't get out of it. And he's paired with a character named Trevor Slattery, who's played by Ben Kingsley, who has a history in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
He was the fake Mandarin.
Yes, he was
sort
of a dummy villain. Yes, and then it's revealed that he's just this drug-addled actor who just is a mess. But he's like picked up the pieces of his life since then, and he's sort of turned over a new leaf. And those two lead guys, the one character, Simon Williams, who's kind of our main actor, played by, Yahya Abdul, I forgot his last name. But a really great actor. I've seen him in a couple different things. He does some stage work too. But him and Ben Kingsley give wonderful performances.
Nice.
And it just, maybe more than anything, like, captured what my love for acting is. Like, I was just watching it and I was just like, acting is just the best thing.
Aw.
Like, and I don't think I've felt that way in a while because I'm doing this podcast, which is very multidisciplinary, you know, and I'm in executive mode a lot with Artist of the Way, and I'm directing. I haven't acted in years, but Ben Kingsley's character just unabashedly loves acting. He literally, there's a line where he like is leaving a room and he turns back to somebody and he's like, "You're wrong. Acting is the single most consequential choice anybody could ever make in their entire life."
Aw.
And it's like, is this incorrect logically?
Yeah, right.
Yes. But just this sweet man with this huge heart who just loves this craft so much and is like, I know the way it can move people and impact people. And I was very moved. So it's about that, and it's about friendship. And it's just lovely.
Nice.
It is nice. There's one shockingly graphic moment. It's not even graphic. It's like a dream thing. So I would put a disclaimer on there that there's one moment where you'll be like, whoa, it's not even gory. It's just like, this is shocking. It's important for the character, though, because he, of course, has superpowers. That's why it's a superhero thing.
Oh, okay.
And so there's an interesting, yes.
Super acting powers.
No. But
That'd
that's
be
sort of
helpful.
his conflict, is he has this very destructive ability. And as an actor, you kind of want to let go and just go with what the character is.
Yeah.
And so he has this interesting tension of, I've always got to keep a lid on it, but also that's preventing me from being true. And so the way that conflict sort of manifests itself with his superpowers is very interesting. It was a really good device for that. So
It seems like a show that was made for you.
Yeah, pretty much. They just needed the Lord in it, and it would have been a home run.
Yeah. Maybe
but
next season.
Maybe next season. But it is great. I would recommend it to anybody. Honestly, if you have Disney Plus, watch Wonder Man. It's only 8 episodes. They're like 30, 40-minute episodes.
Okay.
If you love
That's a lot of episodes.
acting or art, I think you'll love it. So it's really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Nate!
Yes. Still
Did you
thinking
have more
about The
thoughts?
Fugitive. That just has some good lines in it.
It does have some good lines.
I love, I didn't kill my wife.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah. And that tied in really beautifully in the end, where you realize maybe this guy does care about everything. And it kind of recontextualizes everything, but even while you're watching it, you are like, I don't know, it seems like this guy cares a lot about people.
During the...
Well, but there's this scene where they go and get this other convict, and one of his guys almost dies. And he comes over and talks to this guy. And this guy's like, "You weren't going to negotiate to save me, were you?" And Tommy Lee Jones is like, "Nope," but he shot the other convict to save him.
Yeah.
And all the words Tommy Lee Jones is saying says, "I don't care."
Yeah.
But everything else about Tommy Lee Jones in that scene says, "I care, and I'm so scared. I was so scared I would lose you, and I really want to make sure you're okay." That was very interesting.
That's a really cool, nice subtlety. That's one of my favorite things in that movie is just the crew that is like chasing after them. It's written so naturally.
Yes.
And they're funny and just pleasant and stuff, and they're like a little family.
They're really great.
Yeah.
One of those guys is in Wonder Man, playing himself.
Really?
Yes, his name's, oh gosh, I forgot his last name. Joe Pantanello, I think.
It's really tied together.
He's like I know, it was funny, because we were watching Wonder Man, and then he was in this.
Wow.
But he's just a character actor. He's been in The Matrix. That's the one that I know him from the most.
Okay.
But he's been in other things that other people probably know him from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy who ate the steak in Matrix, right?
Yes,
I was
he's
reading.
like,
I read like his
ignorance
article.
is bliss. That's a great line. He's really good. Anyways, The Fugitive's good. Let's talk more about it off air.
Sure.
We gotta keep moving. Go. Nate!
Yes.
How have you been struck by the Spirit this week?
Beautifully.
Yeah?
As he does.
Not uglily?
What an ugly, striking. Yeah. I think we were talking about some of this stuff off air. What am I actually going to say? Yeah. I think God's been talking to me about how he sees me and how he sees people and how I should be living because of those things is, I think, a way to put it. I think I've a lot of my life lived in a lot of moral fear of like not being good, not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the way God wants me to be living, because like he's a good father.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
That's who he is. Shay really likes that song.
I kind of like it too.
Yeah, I think it just got overplayed.
Yeah, it's easy to make fun of.
It was shocking when I, as a little Protestant, that makes me sound like I'm tiny. I was 5 and I sauntered over to 5-year-old Shay and she had a playlist. No, we didn't know each other when we were 5. No, but we were dating and I was like, "You have good father in a playlist? You're Catholic. Why would you put that song? We Protestants hate this song and we invented it." She was like, "I think it's a good song."
It is sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are loved by him. And I heard someone say something like, if you had a kid that was like always head down, slouched, like just concerned that they're no good and stuff, and like that's not what you want to see from your kid, you know? Like, I love you, kid. Put your chin up, shoulders back, you know? And I think I'm getting the idea that maybe I don't need to always be so watchful on myself and sometimes on others too, but that I have the Holy Spirit within me and he can convict me where he wants to convict me. And it was a little convicting, maybe from the Holy Spirit, that when I'm relying on myself to do that, that's me being the God.
Yeah.
And it's because it's like I will make sure that I'm okay and that I'm in a good place and I'm doing the right thing, and what I'm even upholding isn't necessarily God's standards, but what I made up God's standards to be, which may be my own stupid standards.
Right.
So these just seem like very helpful thoughts that I'm hoping will be helpful. I
was listening to the Theology in the Raw podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts. Shout out to that one. And he was having a guy named Kyle Strobel. I don't know if there's a relation to Lee Strobel or not, but
nobody knows that.
Not even Kyle or Lee.
No, which is concerning.
But he had written this book called When God is Distant, and he was sort of just unpacking like what is sort of like a relationship with God look like. We often have Christians going through like these dry seasons and yada yada yada. Anyways, I don't know, this doesn't have a huge bearing to what I'm saying, but he said this thing where he was like, I think particularly in the evangelical tradition, we have this tendency to believe that if we end up in the wrong situation or in a certain situation, we will just automatically do the wrong thing. And we live in fear of that as opposed to thinking and spending our time on, well, actually, what if God wants to and can and is just changing us into a person who just won't do those things, regardless of the situation they were in? And that was like, that kind of hit me. I was like, I've definitely lived in fear of like, well, I can't do this or like go here. For a while, Artists of the Way was that. I was like, if I go into spiritual leadership or start an organization, I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna do something.
Right.
Just that fear of like, when put in that position, I will obviously do the horrible thing.
Yeah.
Which almost feels like it shouldn't be true. It can't be true that we will obviously do the horrible thing because we have the Spirit of God inside us. So it's not an automatic.
Right.
And so that kind of hit me too, and I think kind of goes along with those lines of, are we living in fear of us doing the wrong thing, or are we living in the joy of the redemption of Christ?
Right. And if you're doing that, you're probably not going to do the wrong thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Because, like spiritual leadership, there's a lot of spiritual attack there, and we see a lot of leaders fall. But if they're
tripping over the shoelaces.
Yeah.
All the time.
But if they're living in the joy of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
probably less likely to do that.
Yeah.
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 No, and I there's a guy that I've heard talk about like the idea of like thinking about life and your actions in like the positive of like I do this because I get this positive thing out of it, not because I'm afraid of doing this negative thing. Like I'm a faithful husband, not because I'm afraid of ruining my marriage and making a scandal, but because then I kind of have a joyous life, and my wife will trust me, and my I'll be the man that my kids think that I am, and that's wonderful and stuff. It's just to get so much good from it instead of just the afraid of the bad that would happen if we don't do it.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Have you been struck by the Spirit? I think that was still on mine.
It was still on yours. I think so. As listeners might know, if they've been listening, I'm in a weird season. I'm just sort of bobbing along in a haze. But not the haze of drugs, so that's good.
No. This is a preferable haze.
It is. Yeah, but I think he's prodding me to get less in my own head about things, and just sort of connect with him, but not expect things to go with my expectations. I feel like I'm not phrasing this very well, but just we have these sort of pre-written narratives about how how we should experience being a Christian, or how we should experience life, or all this stuff. And I'm just at a point in life where, I don't hear God talking to me all that much, which previously has been a staple. Like, I feel like I'm in a bit of a dry season, and there's just most things in my life, it feels like, are not following the norm. And I'm like, okay, this is a little nerve-wracking, or sort of uncharted territory. And I'm not comfortable or feeling like I'm filling the role I'm supposed to be filling entirely, and but I'm trying, but what am I doing? And I think God's just convicting me to sort of let go of that pressure to make my life something, and just trust that he's making it something, and to just be faithful regardless of what I'm feeling, and regardless of what I think the outcome will be. So that podcast episode I was just talking about that I listened to recently, which was just really thought-provoking, was like, a lot of people, maybe when they first are saved, have a really for a few years are just super on fire and super passionate, and are like, all I want to do is pray and be with the Lord, that's all I want to do. And then a few years kind of go by, and
it's like the booster in a rocket.
Yes, he described it as
slow down.
Yes, and then you're kind of he was like, the sermons stop hitting as hard every week. You don't go home always being you go home kind of just being well, I don't know, I didn't really get anything from that one. And you kind of see the younger, crazy, passionate ones who are well, you're not, you must not be doing it right if you're not hearing something, or it's kind of okay, but he was that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's stages of development as a child. And it's not to say we don't experience God still. I believe we do. But I think letting myself be okay with, well, I'm not always feeling the presence of the Spirit, or I'm not always hearing a word from God for every single decision, or, I'm not always falling over myself weeping during worship. But that's not because I don't believe this is true.
Right.
I do. It's sort of settling in, and that doesn't have to mean that I'm a bad Christian, or that my relationship with God is in a bad place.
Right.
And then another thing he talked about, because he was consolation is this really good moment, and then sort of this desert season is this more challenging time, which he equates to in Scripture when people will go out to the desert, and it's God's kind of refining stuff, but then he was there's sometimes this desertion period where it's kind of dark night of the soul-ish, and maybe God is sort of letting you experience something more challenging or not see him at work as much, but for a purpose. Whether
Right.
that be so you can help people who are in that similar place, or whether it be to refine your character or something. So it was just helpful to think about, like, yeah, there are these different stages, and I don't need to believe that I'm never going to experience the Lord again. And I
Right.
also don't need to believe that if I never get that, like, if somehow it is just a sort of long obedience in the same direction, to quote a theologian whose name I'm forgetting, long obedience in the same direction. I think that's
Chad.
I think that's Eugene Peterson. But if it is just sort of like,
Friends called him Chad.
but Chad is his nickname. Chad to those who don't know him.
Which I don't.
Right.
Personally.
But if it is just sort of that, like, yeah, I'm just sort of dutifully following this thing that I know, this person that I know, that maybe that's okay too. And I'll still see him working, even if it's not like I feel a great, gush of emotion every time I worship.
I think this very thing is talked about in the Screw Tape letters of like the demon talking about, like, the Christian who has like the this fire at first and stuff, but then like eventually get into this like undulation where sometimes it's down, sometimes it's up, and what like the demon really doesn't want, but what God wants is to, even when he's not feeling it, yes, I'm going to believe and obey anyway.
Yep.
And that's probably a real stage of like deepening your faith, when you're not just seeing the obvious thing right in front of your eyes. It's easy to have faith then.
Yep.
But when you're going through what you're going through too, and you're still being faithful, that's building up even deeper faith.
Kyle Strobel sort of he used the language of affection versus passion. He was like, passion burns hot and quick, and then it's gone. It might come back, but it's like a flash thing.
Yeah.
But affection is this deep, almost choice over and over again. And, I think about marriage, where like the passion in a marriage ebbs and flows in different seasons and different times, and is kind of uncontrollable. You don't exactly know when it's going to hit you or not. But there's always this affection, and there's always this like, yes, this is my spouse, and I'm or should be, it should always be that.
This should be my
if
spouse.
If there's not, then you should go to marriage counseling. But yeah, so that's kind of, I think, what God's chipping away at me at.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good job being that chip.
Yeah. I'm an adorable teacup, short and stout.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. A little ad break for you here. Know how you love those. Here over at Artists of the Way, we are doing a fundraising campaign, for January and February, and we're calling it the Fill the Stage campaign. This is so that we can make our next show, Bandstand, really happen. We need to raise money from people exactly like you, just like you. We're looking to raise $20,000 by the end of February, and we need your help. A little bit counts is what I hear, so give whatever you can. You can give more than a little bit. It's fine. But this is a show that we really believe in over here at Artists of the Way. It is a beautifully written, beautiful music show. It takes place just after World War II and has this great big band style music where the actors are actually playing the instruments on stage. It's a very happening right in front of you show, and it highlights the struggles that our veterans go through, different struggles for different individuals, and helps us think about this group of people with more empathy, and that they're really just humans who have gone through some really hard things and affects them differently. And this show helps to highlight that. So please help us make the show happen. It's going to be an awesome experience for you to see or for you to participate with, and as an actor or by helping us behind the scenes even. So go to our website and you can give there to the Fill the Stage campaign. As more people give, we're going to keep on filling in a little drawing of the stage is being filled with, oh, now we can buy these props. Now we can have this rehearsal space, and it will be a beautiful thing to behold. Thank you guys so much for your support. Now back to the show.
Nate, you were about to call for you.
Not anymore.
I scared it right out of you. What do you think it means to do art with and for God?
Who knows?
Great, on to the next topic.
All right.
We're doing great at this.
Yeah, let's figure it out.
Yeah, this is something you brought up and have been chewing on. Why is it on your heart and mind and soul?
And spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are soul and spirit different?
I don't know. They're sometimes, I think they're listed as separate things right next to each other in the Bible.
Yep.
Dividing soul and spirit. Is that a part?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
Well,
But okay. Yeah, no, this is something I'd like to know more about. Like I have these, like this year, all these artistic projects that I want to do and I'm excited about doing. But again, like, I get scared of doing them for the wrong motivation or whatever. And I want to remember that, life only matters if it's something God wants you to be doing and you're doing it for Him. But then what does that mean? It's like, growing up, like playing basketball, like for a team, I would hear, and I'd even say as a coach, okay, let's play for the Lord. What does that mean though?
right.
And so thinking about what that is it, everything you do it as unto the Lord. And, I've had thoughts about does this jump anything to your mind as I say that?
Yeah, well, I think that's sort of that's certainly a common call for evangelical Christians. I imagine it's probably it's in Scripture, so I would assume it's a pretty.
So evangelicals are the ones mainly concerned about it.
No, what I was gonna say is that it's
score one for the evangelicals.
And probably across traditions, we all care about it. No, I mean, we are all the people of God, and so if your faith is anything more than just sort of a cursory, I'm Christian because that's just what I am, but I don't do anything with it. If it's more than that, then you're probably thinking about how what am I doing to honor the Lord? How am I, we're meant to be furthering His kingdom. So what does that look like? I've thought a lot about this and what is art's sort of role in that. Worship is is sort of a concept that I've landed on a lot for that, which we'll unpack in a couple weeks with an episode coming up.
I was just thinking about how that was really helpful to this question, actually.
Yes. So this is being released before that conversation, but we're releasing that conversation after. It's trippy and confusing, and it's like a Christopher Nolan movie. Enjoy it, guys. No, but there's a word that. But there was a word that was used in that conversation, which I've thought of frequently, which is offering. And so just this idea that we don't know. It is impossible, and I think this is a great thing about art. It's impossible to know how is our art going to be used by the Lord. You cannot know. Yeah, I think you can have some idea, in other areas where you're opening your hands. So, like I think about ministry, right? I have some idea of how, a sermon could convict or encourage or edify or challenge.
It could convict people to not steal because I told them don't steal.
Right. But in theory, you know your congregation as a priest or pastor. You, excuse me. You may know what is going on in the life of your congregation. You hopefully should, and are speaking to that in some degree in your sermon, and you know how that may hit them. If you are, leading people in worship, you know that you are trying to create an atmosphere for them to worship. If you're, doing communion, at whatever time you do communion, I'm leading them in this particular thing. We're calling to mind Christ. I know in what way I'm ministering to them. Or
Yeah.
if you're, more real presence, God is ministering to them through his presence and grace in this moment in some way. You have ideas
Right.
of how you may be, but as an artist and any other thing, you can't really know.
Yeah, what if you're just drawing cute little pictures in a children's book? What good would that do?
You see, and that's the great thing is you can't make a good out of it, but God can.
You can't make a good out of it, but God can.
I remember there was a short film that I was making that I never ended up releasing, and it was pretty dark, and I think it was good, but it was just dark. It was like an origin story for a villain that had been in some of my short films, and I had way too complex a web for 6 short films, but it was actually an hour long, so it was a long movie. But it was
A long short film.
long short film. I think it actually technically counted as a feature. Once you get over 40 minutes, it counts as a feature.
Oh.
So I've technically shot a feature film.
Nice. Did you assemble it? Is it edited?
There is a rough cut on YouTube that is private. So it is out there. If you're me. If you're me, it's out there. If you're not
Which we aren't.
Yeah, sucks to be you.
Yeah.
No, but it was just, and we sort of all felt the heaviness of this subject matter. There was just some really intense relationships between the characters. There was some kind of violent stuff happening, and we were just like, this is heavy. And so we just sort of took like an hour or so before shooting one day, and I was just like, I was like, I think I just need to ground us in like, why do we make things? What is even the purpose of why we might make something that's kind of dark and depressing and difficult?
Yeah.
And the truth is, we don't know. I have no idea. I mean, this movie was never released, so it never saw an audience. I don't know if it hit the cast in a particular moment, or if it was even just something that we were able to have fun with. And by me taking that moment, I was able to get us to a more healthy, fun place. But I was like, we don't know how God wants to use this, but we know that we're creating. And when we create something, we then don't control its life and its impact after that. God is the only person, the only being that can do that.
Wow.
And so we create and we open our hands and we give it to him as an offering. And we say, this is what I have. I don't have the result of my art, but I have the art itself.
Yeah.
Would you take it and do what you want with it? Which for God was to leave it private on YouTube. For this movie.
So far.
So far. I don't know. I would be shocked if it was published. Published? Produced. I'm mixing my mediums.
That happens when you like kind of confuse a couple witches and I'm mixing my mediums.
But yeah, I just think that's such a wonderful posture for an artist.
That's really
to
helpful.
take. Because I mean, most of the stuff that I've done, I don't feel has a spiritual. I should say I don't go into it with like, I want to accomplish this ministry thing, right? There's sometimes when I played Jesus, I was like, it'd be pretty good
What's
if
the
people saw
spiritual
Jesus.
impact of this? I don't know.
But I mean, like that and Godspell and maybe a couple more shows I could say where it's like, yeah, these had very particular biblical messaging, and I had maybe some idea of what might be significant about them. Other than that, it's like, I don't know what me playing an ensemble member in a musical is going to do. I don't know what me playing the fiddler in Fiddler on the Roof is going to do. That's a role I specifically didn't want and still got cast in because I was the one who played the violin.
Dang it.
I know. But it was a great experience. But then I'm like, I don't know what God wants to do with this. I'm just the fiddler, and I'm also this guy that works at a bar. In Fiddler on the Roof.
You were actually just working in a bar during that time.
No, but even that.
But you could be.
Yes. And I think that goes beyond art
Yes.
to just be like, you do a thing and you can't control the result, and we want to control the result so badly. I want to control the result. That's what God's teaching me right now, is that I can't control the result of my life.
Yeah.
I can control very little in my life. We can all control very little in our life.
Yeah. And this can definitely apply to our work, which may seem menial depending on if you don't have a ministry job or something of
like
the sort.
I think of if you're an engineer and all you do is I make this one car part and I make it over and over and over and over again, or I'm in customer service and I talk to these people over and over and over again and it's the same questions. You can't control the result of that.
You just have to be faithful.
You just have to be faithful and trust
that God has given you to do this.
Yeah. Be faithful in what he's given you. And so that, I think, is the most significant. When I think of doing art to the glory of God, that's what I think of.
Yeah.
Now, there's other layers. When you throw in with, that's a little bit different, I think. That sort of puts in the mix, like, okay, well, now I'm doing this.
Sorry.
Technical difficulties. I don't know if I'll edit this out or not, but a picture fell. And so we're just
keep going.
Fixing that.
Just be decorating in here while you talk.
Yeah. So doing art with God brings up this sort of, I think that needs to be more intentional even than just I'm creating something and I'm offering it to the Lord.
Why is that?
Does it need to? No, I redact my statement.
I should question you more often.
John, are you sure you're not more conservative?
Let's go. Well, more.
Are you sure you're a centrist? I don't know. I'm waffling between two lines. It's hard to keep my footing. What was I even saying? Yeah, no, it doesn't take more intentionality because the Spirit of God is with us. I think it's good to recognize that we're doing that, and I think it's good for us to be proactive about, like, pray about the art that you're making.
Yeah.
Recognize that I'm not doing this in my own strength. When you sit at the computer and no words come to mind and it's just a blank page, you're not alone at that desk.
Yep.
God's there.
Yep.
When you are deathly ill and you need to go on stage because they didn't have an understudy and you're it, God's with you. You're not it. God is it. He's there. He's carrying you through.
Yeah, and realizing that he's with you and that he's down for the two of you having a good time in this.
Yes.
That all joy comes from him. All good things come from the Father of lights, right? And so if you're enjoying a good thing, you can be... I've struggled with before, like, I'm happy, but, why am I happy? Like, I'm not being happy with God. Well, how about be happy with God? Because he gave you this happy thing. Okay, yeah.
I think of a couple months ago when we talked to Josh Risner, and you were talking about how frequently if you're sitting down at a computer and you're like, you don't have an idea or you're not quite sure how to get past an image and make it work, sometimes you pray.
Yeah.
And God gives you an idea. Yeah. I think God loves to co-work with his creation.
Yeah.
I think that's part of why we exist. He made a world and then said, steward it. But he still holds everything together. So he's still holding everything together.
Yeah.
Even as we're working amidst it.
Right.
I think he loves to do stuff with us. Even if he's the parent doing it, right? I still love, when Arthur's standing up, that's where he's at right now. And I kind of hold out my hands and he grabs it and he stands up and I'm the one sort of sustaining that.
What good is that standing doing, Arthur? What good is that doing for the kingdom?
He has so much fun, and I love to see him enjoying that, and I love to help him get there.
Yes.
And it's great.
But how is that impacting the world, Arthur?
Listen, he's little. Cut him some slack. He's got to learn.
Yeah, and aren't we too?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I love that. It's like, I'm just seeing my little kid be happy. That's all I care about right now.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Anyways, those are my meditations.
No, yeah, and I think of Eric Little, the Olympic runner who became like a
Yes.
missionary from Chariots of Fire. Do 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 do. Yeah. And what's his line that he says that when I run, I feel
his presence.
I feel his pleasure.
Oh, his pleasure. Yes.
Yes. And I love that. And it's like, I have to do this because I feel God's pleasure when I'm running.
Yeah.
And like, he like didn't go to the mission field right away because I have to go run in the Olympics because this is an important thing.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Sweet. Have we done it?
I think we did. This was helpful. Thank you.
Yes. I love talking to you about this stuff. It's great. Nate.
Yeah.
Time for some rapid fire questions. Do you think I could give an answer that's not half an hour this time about the Gospels?
Yes, let's do the same question as before, and you can just give where you landed before.
All four, you can't do it at one. Yes.
Just say John. Just say John.
Do you want to pull up our questions?
Yes.
We still have 10.
We still have 10, but neither of us have answered all of them.
This is true. I just wanted to make sure I had the right number up.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
All right. Are you going first or am I going first?
You go first.
All right. Wait. -3? What? It generated -10 to 1. That's not what I wanted, number generator.
Oh, here they are. Knave rapid fire. Got it.
Okay. I got 8.
Oh, wait. This is from when I interviewed you.
Never mind. We're holding.
Did I just text those to you?
Do. That's copyrighted music. I should not hum that. You emailed it to me, if I recall.
An email?
Can I create?
We don't. Well, I did email you.
Here we go. I've got them.
Oh, where is it?
It's quick Nave questions.
Did I email it to you?
It's a Google Doc. I think you did because it's a Google Doc.
Oh, a Google Doc.
Yeah.
Let me look in my Google Docs.
Rapid fire questions, whereupon we shall take 5 minutes to slowly find the quick fire
I'm ready.
All right. Number 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oh, yes. I think you asked me this one, but not yourself.
Oh, I better not have asked myself. That's not how this works.
Right. You did good.
Good job, me.
What 3 phrases/sentences encompass your core personal missions as a person?
That's a heavy question.
It is. It doesn't have to be true. As in...
It can be a blatant lie. Get a lot of money.
Like you can rethink it later and be like, oh, I guess this is actually more true. Just go off your cuff, even though you're not wearing cuffs.
Serve God, love people, and
mend.
And what?
And mend.
And mend.
That's the Shakespeare from Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh, I almost quoted Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Good job, me. Serve God, love people, and bring beauty, I think.
Serve God, love people, bring beauty.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thanks.
Good.
I'm an intellectual.
You're going to have a good life.
I hope
You're
so.
living by that.
All right.
You are having a good life.
I am having a good life.
Yeah. All right, my turn.
All right, Nate. You've got question 5, which is, what human sense would you most like to be dialed up to a superhuman level?
Oh, that's a fun one. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Let's see. Human sense. So we have sight, smell, taste. No, that's the taste and touch are the same.
Nope. They're different. Sight, sound, taste, touch.
Hearing.
Hearing. No, that's sound. What's the 5th sense? Crap. What? I graduated kindergarten, I swear. Why did I graduate kindergarten? The 5 senses.
Sight, smell. Some people I think we were idiots right now. Sight,
right.
smell. I'm looking at your face, okay? What? You have eyes, you have nose, you have all mouth. Of them.
Sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch.
Okay.
Which one did I miss? How did I not have 5? I don't know. Which one do you want?
Oh, you Googled that quickly. Okay.
I'm a fast Googler.
To be dialed up to 11. I think you don't want to smell too good. too
But
well.
but you can't smell at all.
And I feel like I'm having a great life that way.
But every time that I have a candle and I'm
Yeah.
like, Nate, smell this candle. Or
Yeah.
Nate, smell this delicious food.
Yeah,
Nate,
you
you
know-
can't have bread, but smell this bread.
Yeah.
And
And
you're
I'm
like,
like-
I can't.
This happens all the time at work. People are like, I've ate up my food, and people are like, that smells good. I'm like, good. I can't smell it. I'm glad it smells good to you. But no, I think that is a fault of mine, that I'm like just happy to be not experiencing.
Nate, you're
things.
missing out with sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
lovely.
Okay.
I think that should be your
Okay.
answer. I'm telling you what your answer should be. Don't let me influence it. Go with your gut. And if your gut isn't in your nose, which it shouldn't be, it should be in your belly, then go with your belly.
I feel like sight could be pretty cool, like kind of
Like
telescopic.
more colors? Like
No,
or
like being able,
zooming
like
in?
kind of like more zooming in, like in the end of Last Battle, if they can like focus on something so far away, they can feel that they can really see right there.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
that would be cool.
But maybe actually I should do smell, because that would be gross for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Okay. Number 1.
Which gospel is your personal favorite?
All right, so we're gonna do some textual criticism yet again.
Just pick another number.
Number 3. It's like nothing, no, anything but textual criticism.
You did this one before too.
All right, number 9.
Okay. What Muppet would you have as a roommate?
Oh goodness, Kermit probably, because he'd just be
Oh.
chill, and that would be nice. You're so disappointed.
Last night they aired, they brought back the Muppet
I
Show.
saw that with Sabrina Carpenter was the guest.
Yep, and Seth Rogen, I think.
Yeah.
And I think I read that it's kind of like a soft launch to see if they want to actually bring back.
That would be really cool.
The show?
I think they should.
I saw Kermit on Jimmy Kimmel, and his voice does not sound the same anymore, and that was disappointing.
Sure.
I hope the show was still nice, though, because that's a lovely show.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I just think
Yeah, but Kermit totally makes sense, though.
I'm just introverted and I'm quiet. Nobody believes me when I say I'm an introvert, but I am. And I just would want a chill, peaceful time. And we could just sit quietly and read a book
Yeah.
and occasionally have nice, deep
Yeah,
conversations.
like, there are not many Muppets that are not chaos.
Yeah. Sam would love so many Muppets. He probably actually wouldn't. but-
Oh, I thought you meant Sam American Eagle. Like, he could be okay as a roommate.
I don't know if I am that familiar with him. I don't know if I've seen him in a lot. So I don't think I could judge.
What Muppets have you seen? Have you seen Christmas Carol?
I've only seen one Muppets movie, and I think it's the 2011 movie. And then I've seen some of the
that's a
original
nice
show.
one.
I enjoyed it. I think
You
Jason
should
Segel,
see
but
next Christmas. Watch the Muppet Christmas Carol. It's very lovely.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd really enjoy the
I should
performances.
check it out.
Michael Caine's Scrooge is nice.
I bet. Well, there's a light out. That's fun.
Yeah.
Nate,
Oh yes.
we're almost there. Answer number 8 again. Wait, no, I answered number 8, didn't
No,
I?
I've answered this one as well. The 3 phases.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Get out of here, number 8. Nate, what Muppet would you have as a roommate? Nate's like, good, I can give a good answer to this question.
Oh no, I was afraid it'd be Kermit.
You, me, and Kermit can be roommates.
Nice. That'd be good.
That would be fun.
Rolf the dog.
I
Which
don't
is
know if I know
also
Ralph very
no,
well.
that makes sense because you have not seen him much. He was actually one of like the first Muppets. Like he was like a character before the Muppet Show happened when
okay.
they were doing like commercials.
Okay.
And he was also performed by Jim Henson.
Yeah.
And he's this dog that plays the piano, and he's just a pleasant, nice guy.
That's fun.
Floppy ears.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll say Ralph.
Cool. Have we done an episode?
I think we did.
Wonderful.
Seemed nice.
It was a good episode. Thank you guys for joining us. Bearing with our shenanigans. As you probably could tell, I was tired, so thanks for sticking with me.
Wait a stick. You were
guys are
good.
great.
You were good.
Thank you. If you guys enjoyed this episode, this podcast, this show, this thing, like, share, comment. All of those things really do help us. If you know people that would love this podcast, share it with them. Share it on social media.
Listen.
If you are just finding us and you want to find out more about what Artists of the Way does, keep track. Go to our website, sign up for our email newsletter, follow us on social media. You can find out about everything that we're doing. We do shows. We're working on getting some workshops and classes happening. We're working on integrating our community into what we do more. So we're thinking about some community events and different things like that. And of course, we have the Cultivate Conference. So join us for that. If you want to support the show financially, you can do so through Patreon, which is also becoming our hub for community. That's the goal. So
With bonus content.
Coming. We have our book club that's starting in March. So you want to subscribe to see the book club. We're going to read through a book. You could read through it with us and talk to us about it in the comments. It would be great. We would love to have you there. Also, you'll see blogs by me if you want to hear more of my thoughts.
Are any of those out yet?
Why. Not yet, but I think I'm going to do one with the episode coming out in a couple weeks.
Oh, good.
What else is there? I don't know. You guys are cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. At this point, I always just assume people have stopped listening too, so I'm just kind of like, I have to end it somehow, but...
Remember, what's that line from VeggieTales?
God made you special, and he loves you very much. Bye!